Welcome to Riverbend Talon on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
You out of breath, Big Ben?
I am out of breath.
I noticed.
That's because I was thinking about Matt Van Voorhis. And he always gets me out of breath thinking about him.
Who's Matt Van Voorhis?
Matt Van Voorhis. This show's brought to you by Halpin Music, as we heard my daughter say in the intro there, and by Matt Van Voorhis from Macias Insurance. Get all your goods insured through Matt Van Voorhis. All your wares. And
he sells shirts?
I don't know.
He does not sell shirts.
No, I don't.
He sells insurance.
He sells insurance. Did I say shirts? I'm sorry. I'm out of breath, I said.
I don't say he sells insurance, though. He rescues you when you need help as an insurance agent.
He brokers insurance for you. He is an insurance broker.
He knows about it and can sell you some, but that's not when he really comes in handy.
Yeah, when he comes in handy, when your RV's on fire in your yard and you're freaking out going, what's happening?
That's not fake news.
That is not fake news.
Hey, the first thing you honestly said on here.
In my entire life. Seriously. There you go.
Well, we weren't live last week.
No.
And things went kind of array. So
I heard that.
They put computers in charge. That's what happens, and they're about to be completely in charge. So this ought to be interesting.
But they're not ready yet, is what I learned last week.
Well,
they're just computers. You need to take a step back and learn a little more.
Yeah.
So
that's what they say.
Well, what we missed last week, we're gonna play it back some other time.
All right. Well, we can do that.
Yeah.
Saves us 30 minutes.
Right, so yeah. I and you did put it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
videos out.
It was an interview where my old pal Tom Turbrot came to town.
Yeah,
and man, that was a lot of fun talking to him.
Right, that's why I brought it up because that was one well missed.
Oh yeah, so it is on the YouTube channel Cottonmouth, DOTORG, Cottonmouth.org, And again, for the radio folks, we'll play it in a few weeks down the line, maybe.
By the way, you don't have to spell it out. It'll still go there.
There you go, Cottonmouth.org. .org.
All right, that's all that stuff. Now let's say it's Thursday night, and it's talent out there. Lots of it.
It is.
Sea shanty sing-along, as always, on a Thursday night down at Morrison's.
Go home, you Britons, go home. Oh, wait a minute. I thought I was there for just a second. What else we got? We got the Dead Roses tonight at the night market. There you go.
The Red Doses.
The Red Doses tonight. Red Doses and the Dead Roses. 7 p.m. at the night market in Alton, Illinois. Down in town.
I think they're reptilians. They can transform into either band.
I used to think Transformers were real, and now I know only,
Oh, they're real.
Oh. I used to think all cars were Transformers. Now I know it's just Toyotas.
What about Kit?
What about it?
Kit? Remember Kit?
Oh, yeah, Kit. Heck
Knight
yeah,
Rider?
man. Knight Rider. Dang right.
By the way, open mic, open art at Jacoby's to go along with the night market.
There we go. We got the open mic with Jamie Dunn at the Raging Cajun Piano Bar.
Which you can actually qualify for a gig by participating on a Friday night at Raging Cajun.
There you go.
The Truckers at Fast Eddie's tonight, Rockabilly Revival at Grafton Music in the Park. Great time up there.
Absolutely. We got Grant Morgan, 7 to 9 p.m. up at George's local brew tonight.
Scott Marlin, 6:30 at the Old Herald Brewery in Collinsville. And Dave Horton Acoustic Country at Wigglers at Holiday Shores tonight. That's all tonight.
Wigglers.
They're doing a DJ action Friday night.
Yep, DJ
at
Karaoke.
Third Shoot.
There you go. DJ Karaoke at Third Shoot. And I saw the Shoot to Shoot. It's actually called Shoot the Shoot.
Okay.
Bus today. I happened to drive by there.
Did you moon them?
I did not. I saw the bus was out there and running. So there you go.
That's when you're on the bus.
That's when you do that. But so anyone who doesn't know that
you do that.
I don't want to talk about what I do on the bus. Look, what happens on the bus stays on the bus.
Well,
except some of the diseases me. I don't anyway. The Shoot bus.
Were you
just
stuck
so people,
to seat 13 on 504 or whatever?
I was the one stuck.
I forget what the actual numbers are.
I know exactly. It was a Frank Zappa reference, though. I know that.
Okay.
Here we go. The Shoot bus runs from Third Shoot in Alton to Third Shoot in Grafton, so you can get back and forth without driving.
And they're
There you
doing
go.
a DJ Friday night. That's why we brought it up.
That's what brought it up. Anthony.
Because we're talking about Friday now, just in
are.
case you're jumping in late.
Right, so Friday, August 14th, Anthony.
Where have you been? We've been busy talking about Thursday, and you missed out.
You missed out.
Big Ben will come to your house and tickle you.
Okay,
Right.
I will. So Friday night, August 14th, this Friday, Anthony, Nanney, and company.
Now, hold it right there. See, I found out something.
Yeah.
I was listening to a recording of David Allman,
Yeah,
like doing a CD release.
yeah.
And the reason I was listening is because Donnie apparently played that night, like at the end. They were inviting different people up to play.
Yeah.
But I heard Devin announce the band, and he said Anthony Nanney on drums. And I thought, I wonder if that's the same Anthony Nanney. That's a name that's probably the same guy.
I bet there's not more than one Anthony Nanney that's a musician in the area, but you never know. It could be.
I looked up the band. He wasn't listed, but there were different people jamming in. I think Jeremiah Johnson had jumped up on stage.
Awesome.
So, anyways.
Awesome. Well,
yeah.
you know the that's Anthony Nanney and Company's 3 to 7 at
Right.
Fast Eddie's Bone Air. Generation X is 8 to 12. Wasn't that? That was Billy Idol's band.
Yeah.
so
I'm sure.
Billy Idol, I think, is going to be at Fast Eddie's. Maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's fake news. But yeah, that I see every time I see the Generation X, I'm like, it was Billy Idol's band in the 80s. Anyway,
We get to play the video off a different software. It looks like Windows Media Player. I haven't used that in a while.
there you go.
We'll see how that goes.
All right, let's hope it goes well. Let's hope it goes well.
Yeah, okay.
Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. Just like Tom Turbrock. HOOKiE, 8 p.m. at Chez, Maryland in Alton.
Right? So is there anything more you want to say about HOOKiE tonight on this day?
HOOKiE. This is Grandpa
There you
Gano's
go.
birthday.
There you go.
Happy birthday to my nephew, Stewie Pantego.
There you go.
Also known as Grandpa Gano. So the HOOKiE Monster will be down at Chez, Maryland
On Friday.
on Friday night.
And a new place, Hirams Bar, just down from Chez, Marilyns. They'll have Niko at 10 p.m.
All right.
Right?
Here we go. TJ Hernandez is going to be at Baker's and Hale at 7 p.m. tomorrow night.
Speaking of new places, we're going to talk about one later for those just joining us.
We are.
The Conservatory.
Yeah, just opened up a few weeks back, and we got Justin Lovell, one of the guys running the place, coming in to talk to us about it.
Okay, also taking place on Friday night, they got Chicken Switch listed at the Pump House. But I'm not sure if that's even open yet. But
I don't know either, but I do like Chicken Switch.
it may be an old one there.
That's a good name.
Scott and Mechelle, 6 p.m. at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville. Flip the Frog, 7 p.m. at the Marina at Holiday Shores in Edwardsville. That's a go for sure. Rocking Horse Trio, 7 p.m. at the Cabin at Judy Creek. Dustin Coleman, 7 to 10 at Georgia's local brew in Jerseyville. Scott and Karl at the loading dock, 6 o'clock start. And Johnathan Baker, 4 o'clock at Aeries Winery, all on Friday.
That is the Friday evening in the Riverbend area. How about Saturday?
I've been slacking. We've been in vacation mode, so I've not done a very good job with our list, but it still turns out to be very long.
I think we got quite a bit here. We got the number 4 combo Saturday night at
Right.
8 p.m. down at
Rebel
Chez,
Train
Maryland.
is back together for a night at Third Shoot on Saturday.
There you go. Nate Sickmeyer and Company, 3 to 7 p.m. at Fast Eddie's Bone Air, along with Generation X.
Billy Idol.
Billy Idol's band, Generation X, at 8 p.m. Morning. It's not going to be Billy
Now,
Idol.
wait a
but
minute.
anyway.
Who did that song originally?
Tommy James and the Shondells.
Thank you. Animal
Yeah.
House band.
Love it.
Okay.
Can we dance with your dates?
The greatest movies of all time for you young folks who have never seen it. It's a must.
And the genius behind it all, Mr. John Belushi, got $800.
$800.
$800 for it.
Well, he had a budget.
Anyway.
Exit 52 will be at Baker's and Hale on Saturday, starting at 7 o'clock.
We got Russo and Hitchcock, 7 to 10 p.m. at George's local brew up in Jerseyville on Saturday night.
Intrusion. I don't know if that one's right either. Anyways. Tanglefoot, 6 p.m. at the Hog Pit. Rockabilly Revival, 3 to 7 at Grafton Winery. Trilogy at the Loading Dock. And Borderline at Wild Pickens all on Saturday.
We got the Blessings of the Fleet with Rogers and Nienhouse 1 to 4 p.m. And then the Skylark Brothers 4 to 8 p.m. That's at Mike LaRosa's Cabana in Portage de Sioux. That's, man, Rogers and Nienhouse and the Skylark Brothers.
Yeah.
That's a good day of music right there, man.
On the river.
Right, 1 to 8 p.m. Man.
And Blessings.
Good day.
We do the Blessings of the Fleet.
Good day.
That's always a popular day on the river. Soulshine Groove, 7 to 11 at the Moose Lodge. Let's see. Dave Horton Acoustic at the Marina.
Then we got the String Dream, 10-String Dream, the 10-String Dream, 7:30 p.m. at Old Herald Brewery in Collinsville.
Boulder Dash Trio at Whodats in Collinsville, and Flip the Frog at St. Mary's Church in Fielden. You played in Fielden once.
Did I?
Probably.
Probably. I'm very, very possibly. I don't remember.
I keep thinking that's where the chicken party was, but maybe not.
That might have been.
Not the same chicken that Hillary Clinton was talking about in the email, the actual chickens.
You thinking about the one where there was a Rocky Mountain oyster fight, possibly? That was in Kane.
That's Kane.
Yeah, that's Kane. That's the other
Fielden.
side of Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both suburbs of Jerseyville. Right. There you go. We got Unbroken at 8 p.m. at the Roosters Pub in Staunton on Saturday night.
All right. That's Saturday. Hey, we bailed through that, man.
There you go, man. Cool. Awesome.
Well, maybe not bailed was the right word. But
well,
we like to use the wrong words on this show. Right? Don't you? I do.
As often as I can. As unscrumptious as I can. Oh,
Let's
wait a minute.
try
That
to
was the
use
wrong word.
Wrong words tonight. I'm
We're
working
gonna,
hard on it.
We're going to run this. We're going to play the interview with the Conservatory now?
Well, we could, or we could just wrap up Sunday and be done.
Oh, there you go. Let's do that.
All right.
Do it.
Anthony, Nanney, and Company on Sunday at Fast Eddie's with from 1 to 5, and then Borderline 6 to 10. Scott and Karl 2 to 6 at Grafton Winery. The Big Deal Band 2 p.m. at the Hog. That's a big deal.
Dude, those guys are a big deal. Seriously, it says it right in their name. That's how you know.
That's the Hog Pit. On Sunday. The Owls, 4 p.m. They're still going. We need to get those guys on. The Owls.
Okay.
They've been around forever. 4 p.m. at the Loading Dock in Grafton. The Kitchens. See, that's a good one.
Kitchens.
There. Yeah.
There you go.
So, like, is that curbside service? Is that, or is that a band? That's got to be a band.
It's going to be food. It's going to be the band.
Well, when you
Kitchens.
put the in front of it, that proves it's a band, I think. The Kitchens. 2 to 6 at Wild Pickens in Chesterfield.
Then we got the Grand Band, 2 p.m. at Bella Vista Winery in Maryville.
Mm-hmm. And they're TBDing it at Mike LaRosa's in Portage de Sioux on Sunday. And they'll be all hung over from the Blessing of the Fleet. I'm surprised they'll even be going. Well, that might still be going.
They're probably. I think that what that means is by Sunday they're all going to have TBD and they're going to have to see a doctor.
That could be like Skylark Brothers and Rogers and Nienhouse combined. Who knows?
Might be. We got Lanny and Judy Sunday, 6 p.m. at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville.
Who's at Whodats?
Whodats. Oh, we got Willie Nelson Impersonator, 2 to 6 p.m. at Whodats. To all the girls I love. Oh, that's got the wrong guy.
Man,
that was Julio Iglesias.
That was way off.
I had Julio Iglesias. Yeah, I know. I don't know that.
Willie Nelson just rolled over in his grave. Again. Well, he's not gone yet. I'm just saying he has a grave that
he's out. He sits around and eats mushrooms at what?
Yeah, right. It's in the back of his bus with everything else he carries around.
I've seen Willie play a bunch. I got to see Willie Nelson play at Mississippi Nights. That was fabulous.
That was all right.
It was all right.
It wasn't like when he played with what was it? Not the Dead.
The Highwaymen.
It was the bass player from the Dead.
Oh, Phil Lesh.
Phil
I saw him play.
Right?
Yeah, I saw a lot of those shows too. Right. Oh, good stuff there. Love me some Willie.
Yeah, Willie's good.
We got Good Times Music with Tommy Tunes and Vic, 6 p.m. at the Old Herald Bakery in Collinsville. That wraps up the Sunday for this weekend.
Vic K, in case you're getting confused with other Vics.
Yeah, well, Vic C is nowhere near as good as Vic K.
No.
Nope.
Steve Klein, 6 p.m. on Monday at Prairie Inn. George Port's, that's some bluegrass music going down at Fosterburg Music in the Park, which happens on Mondays.
There you go.
Get rid of that list. Quit talking about all that. You guys are
I wish those guys would stop with the list and just play the interview. I want to know what the fellows are going to say on the interview.
Well, I guess we could do that, but how long is it?
I got no idea because I messed up earlier and didn't save it properly. Luckily, our good friend Alex HOOKiE bailed me out on that one.
Well, it doesn't have a time on it, so
That's all right. Let's just play it and hope it fits in the next low 42 minutes or so. And if it's short, we'll come back and we'll talk about some interesting stuff. You know what? I'll think of some really interesting stuff in the meantime.
Oh, man.
Let's see. What could I talk about? Cats? Dogs? Whipping?
Cat Stevens?
Cats and Johns.
Cat Stevens would fit into the show.
Cat Stevens is one cool cracker. I don't know if crackers are cool, but...
Well, cat would have worked perfect, but...
one cool cat.
Then it sounds like a bad joke, but...
Right. Pardon my pun. He's one cool cracker. I don't know why.
That's all you got, man.
Sorry.
Man,
let's just move on. Cucumber? There we go.
Cucumber. There you go.
Well, didn't he change his name? Did Cat Stevens change his name?
No. I think he had another name, and he changed it to Cat Stevens.
Okay. Something like that happened. Cat Stevens sounds like what his mother probably put on his birth certificate to me. If she was a cool
No, don't
cucumber.
you remember, when we started, well, I wouldn't say picking on Muslims, but doing all that Muslim stuff the government was doing, that they wouldn't let him in the country, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a big deal back then. Not such a big deal anymore. No,
But that's when I remembered it, or seen his real name.
yeah.
So, Pigpen will give the first caller $500.
What?
Okay, that's fake news. Never mind.
Pigpen does not have $500. Pigpen probably don't have $5 in his pocket right now.
Oh, man, I just about gave him his first heart attack, folks, that he knows of.
Right. I probably had a few before, just didn't register yet on the old Richter scale.
Okay, now I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Now I'm ready.
I can't wait to I can't wait to hear what Justin Lovell's got to say because I don't have $500 and I want everyone to forget about that.
Right. Now, I hadn't picked on you enough, so I just couldn't go to the interview that quick. I had to pick on you because Matt would be like, "Are you feeling okay?" Matt Van Voorhis.
We're gonna
Matt
have
Van
you know
Voorhis
we're gonna
from
have them come down and be on the show because Stubblefield's getting ready to do some shows and we're gonna have them come be a guest. That way we get to have Matt on the show.
Right.
Oh, Matt.
That's right.
Oh, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Matt.
How about Mark Landon? We need to have him on from
yeah.
Halpin Music. You know what they're doing right now.
What do they got going on?
I mean, this is hard to believe, but it's happening again. Back to school.
Yeah, it's a weird back to school. It's a virtual back to school here.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on where you go to school, right? Some
Well,
kids
in
are
Alton,
actually
yeah.
going to school.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to say Bethalto, right?
I don't know.
I don't want to say. I don't follow schools. I'm out.
Right. Well, my kids go to Alton School District, and they are not given a choice. They're just doing it from home. That's the way it is.
Big Pen, you're still in
you
school,
go.
right? You
Fifth
grade?
I'm
going into
I'm
fifth?
getting ready to go into grade 9 finally.
Oh,
What are you
wow.
talking about?
You're catching up to Ricky.
I got my grade 8 3 years ago, and I've been working on my grade 9.
That's impressive.
I
You
know.
keep up the hard work.
I know my gazentas.
Whoa.
2 gazenta 4 twice.
Is that a fraction?
I don't know. That's a Jethro Bodine off the Beverly Hillbillies joke that I just stole right there.
Man.
I went way back to steal that one.
I love it, man, because honestly, that show was fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good word for that show. Fabulous.
You want to know what? Here, I'll give you one of my favorite jokes. It's out of the pilot of that. One of my favorite Beverly Hillbillies moments is when they come and tell Jed Clampett that they struck oil. The oil company comes and says, "We found oil on your property," and they make him an offer on his house, and he calls his aunt or his aunt or his cousin that's more well-to-do than him, and he says, "Well, they want to buy my farm, but it's some kind of dollars I never heard of. I heard of silver dollars, and I heard of paper dollars, and they want to pay me $1 million. And I never heard of them, so I didn't take it." That one cracked me up. I don't know why.
Great show.
Yeah, great. I know. People are like, great.
I don't know if it's legal, a legal show anymore, but at one time it was legal.
Right now, Josh Grassley's...
And now more.
Oh, right now, Josh Grassley's like, are they really reliving their favorite Beverly Hillbillies moments on the radio? He just tuned out for the first time in years.
I bet he'd surprise you. He might like it too. You never know. Hey, let's stop talking about people and
All right.
do our show. What do you think?
I forget we're on. I'm sorry. I often forget we're on the radio.
All right, here we go. Coming up, Mr. Justin Level from the Conservatory, a new music venue in the Alton area next on Riverbend Talent, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis. That's with a V.
Van.
Of Macias Insurance.
And now more.
Riverbend Talent.
With Dennis Laird and Pigpen on 94.3 FM, The Big Z.
Another edition brought to you by Matt Van Voorhis and Halpin Insurance. No, I did it all wrong, didn't I?
Matt Van Voorhis Music and Halpin Insurance. I'm so backwards.
Okay.
Brought to you by Halpin Music and
Thank you.
Matt Van Voorhis Insurance.
A few weeks ago, you convinced me. It's like, look, saying stuff wrong is actually how you get people to remember what's right. I'm like, okay, I'm going with that from now on.
That's how I get half my jobs, is convincing people of that.
By messing that up, we actually brought their attention to it. I'm like, okay, I'm good with that.
Right now, it's time to bring our attention to a new music venue in town. A music-centric bar, a music-centric place. It's called the Conservatory. It's the old Bottle and Barrel right by Henry and Broadway there. And we're talking to Justin Level. Everybody knows Justin. He's on the show with us all the time. He's in 1,000,001 bands. He works at the Lighthouse Studios. He works at Old Beer Bakery. Please make welcome our old friend, Mr. Justin Level.
Oh, thank you for having me back.
I think he's like probably on top now, don't you think, as far as
as the most frequent guest?
Yeah, maybe.
I should probably just be a co-host at this point.
I think so.
I think so.
Come in maybe like a monthly residency, swing in here.
Well,
Clear
it started
your Thursday every first, or clear your calendar every first Thursday.
Sounds good. I'll start working on my voices too.
It started out, he had 7 bands.
Yeah.
He was in.
And a half, 7
And
and a
then
half
that
bands.
dwindled down to Old Bakery and Bottle and Barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still,
And then
still playing with
Lighthouse.
mind frames.
Yes.
And then Lighthouse
Yes.
came in. And
And
then
now we've got a new place called the Conservatory taking
Right.
over. So you guys actually opened up a couple weeks back. When this plays, the night
Yes.
that we're recording this, you're opening the next night.
I need to keep that in mind.
You guys did your what we're going to call a soft opening, which sounds a little soft opening.
Yeah.
Sounds like some Skinamax or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, gotta.
it's business terminology, Pigpen.
Business
Come on.
terminology. We're going to call it a safe opening. How's that?
That works.
The safe works.
And so now you guys, you had been working at the Bottle and Barrel, basically booking the bands for quite a while.
Yeah.
You booked the bands also at Old Bakery, not now because they're not doing it, but when they're doing it.
Yeah.
So you had your feet in with the Bottle and Barrel basically from the beginning of it.
Well, it had been a couple years from when Chris moved his business there to when he let me open up the back room. So. He was there for a little bit, but it was about 18 months or so, of a run until I split there.
So that now that you basically taken the building over now, along with some of the other guys from Lighthouse Studio, right?
Yeah, so you guys remember Hart, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Hart is one of the business partners, and then there's a guy, Caleb Lewis, who is the 3rd member of our trifecta.
And I know Caleb from one thing. I met Caleb down at the Bottle and Barrel.
Mm-hmm.
He was who was it? It was Red, White, and Floyd was playing.
Okay.
And there must it's not a huge stage. It's a good sized stage, but they had like 8 people up there.
Yeah.
And
They did.
For that size of a room, I had heard quite a few bands in there that even some of my favorite bands like HOOKiE, and it's just like it's so loud in here, and there's only 3 of you. Why is it this loud? Caleb was running sound. I didn't know who he was. Red, White, and Floyd sounded amazing for the amount of people on stage. You could hear every instrument. Nobody was suffering. Nobody was standing out too much. And when I saw you, I said, hey, introduce me to the guy running sound because I want to congratulate him on doing such a good job.
Well, I'm sure that Caleb would really appreciate the compliment.
Different Caleb,
That's a different
isn't it?
Caleb.
Who knew? Who knew? Here
No,
I am talking this guy out.
Caleb Lewis is your guys' neighbor here. The CBD shop,
Moondrops.
Moondrops.
There you go. So Moondrops, which is right next door to WBGZ, he's the owner of that. Okay.
Yes.
Did not know that. See, I had the wrong Caleb.
It's okay.
That other Caleb's got a good ear on him, though.
He does. He does.
A fine job.
He does. He's the man.
Now, does Caleb Lewis work? He does not work at Lighthouse Studios.
No.
Then. The other Caleb does. Caleb
Yes.
Lewis. I had my Caleb's wrong. Now, tell me about this soft or safe opening. Like, what measures are you guys taking during this pandemic to try and make it not just a petri dish in there?
You know, it's the whole future of running any kind of business in town is super uncertain right now, and I realistically, even if there wasn't a mandate to hold it under a certain capacity, we would still be doing that. You know, you don't want 100 people smashed in when people are out there getting sick. So for us, we're taking baby steps, and also, you know, we don't want to build ourselves up to where we've got, say, 2 months worth of bands booked and we've got all these plans and then we get shut down. So we're just taking it a little bit slower. When you come in, you know, you'll see that all of our tables are spaced apart. We don't have a whole lot of seating unless we find it necessary. We're just trying to keep people, you know, where they can hang out, but still spread out enough to where it should be a little bit more manageable.
Put some extra space between the bar stools.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we tried to. We had after the night market last week from when we're doing this.
Right.
We did that, but it didn't matter. Everybody was just kind of in the same. You're in the same room, but with, you know, a smaller amount of people in there, then it made it okay.
Yeah. And I've been talking to people about that, where it's like, you can, if you're trying to run a business, throw a show, a festival, whatever, you can encourage people as much as you want, but you can't really force them to stay 6 feet apart or to not congregate a little closer than what some people are deeming safe. You can give them the opportunity is the best.
Right,
you can
and
do.
you know, if you want to open a place where you're gonna be, you know, really, like you said, forcing people to, is it really worth being open at that point?
Yeah.
Because imagine, you know, like we were talking about before we, you know, started doing this tonight, people out there are just upset right now, you know, and it's really difficult to, you know, try to figure out what the right thing to do is without upsetting somebody.
Exactly.
No matter
You know,
what you
and-
do.
Yep.
Right, so you can just do what you think is best, and for us, it's best to just take this slowly and make sure that we're just paying attention to everything and make sure we're doing what we think are the right steps. Yeah. And we don't want to, like I said, the worst thing that I can think of right now is having months of shows booked and having to call everybody and say, "Oh, sorry, I don't know when we're going to reschedule you," you know.
Yeah.
So we're holding off on booking the bigger shows. Now we're going to be utilizing the front stage, so we'll be booking, you know, acoustic, duo, kind of things like that. A couple bands here in town can still fill that, you know, that space out, but it'll be mid to late August before we start to get stuff in the back room done.
Yeah. Well, you got to watch it. If you put a good band in that back room and get too big of a crowd in this where we're living, the federal government might come gash you or take you away in
You know,
a
and
vehicle. I don't know what's going to happen.
You're exactly right.
You don't know. It's like you say, so no matter what you do,
Right.
in a world like this, somebody's going to say you're wrong. You shouldn't do that, because there's everybody's bent up on picking a side instead of just saying, how about some common sense? Let's all make some choices, use some freedom, use a little common sense too.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Common sense will go a long way. Most people don't realize that. I've got some common sense. It's just like pennies and nickels.
Yeah.
It's very.
At least it's something. There are some people that don't have it at all.
So now you guys, you said we were talking about spacing out at the bar. Have you changed the bar? Changed much of the way the place looks? People have been there at the bottom of the barrel. Is it going to look much different than
Not really. I mean, there are some things, just improvements here and there. New flooring in the back room. You know, there's where the console is. We've got that, you know, boosted up on a nice platform that's walled in, so the sound guy is isolated by himself. He's not, you know, in the crowd, basically.
Oh, nice. That helps the sound.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
A lot
yeah,
right
sure.
there, especially in a room that size where it's really hard to.
See, we're starting to tap into the difference from what you're doing from what a lot of other bars are doing around town, right? Because we have musicians setting up this club, right? That's a little bit different than what you run into when you get out there. And so,
you know, I had ran sound enough when it was the back room, and it felt like every other time somebody was coming up, oh, you should push up the 2K on that right there. It's like,
I know that guy. I've seen him.
You know what I mean? Now we're
You're
just
ringing about 1,600 hertz.
yeah, whatever. Go get a Jack and Coke. Look at Alex. Look at the guy in the controller. He's like, that's me.
That is
but
Alex.
Now,
he would do
now
that.
the engineer doesn't have to worry about that.
He'd be right though if Alex said it.
I used that specifically because there was a time that I was getting some gnarly feedback.
Right.
I'm like, where is this coming from? And I hear, okay. I'm like, what? I pull it down and sure, there it is. There it is. So you're right, but still, just
That's hilarious.
aside from that, the overall setup of the bar is still the same. The bar's been refinished and
Bar refinished, floor refinished.
yeah, it's just
New sound booth for the sound man. That is impressive.
yeah.
Because that's really gonna.
Now to go into that though, it's an old console that's going into it, so it's the old and the new.
Well,
I think you remember at the studio we had that Tascam, that Studio B's console.
Yeah.
We just pulled that out, pulled it in there. To buy the console that we wanted is going to be quite a bit.
Yeah.
And like I said, with starting slowly, you want to make sure that you got that revenue coming in before you splurge on something like that. And the goal for us is to be able to record in there on a permanent basis. Yeah. So why not just use a recording console from a studio that's already set up to do that? Yeah.
That's nice that you actually have a building right down the road full of gear that you can that you can use, because that's a block from Lighthouse Studios. So you're like, hey, we're a couple mics short. That's all right. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Exactly. And it's going to make it really easy for us to cross-promote those two businesses, too.
Yep.
Because, if you come into the studio, it's like, all right, well, what kind of record are you trying to make? This is going to be our 13th record. Well, why don't you do it live? We can go down and do it live in front of all your fans. Or, I know there are bands out there that have been together long enough. They could probably do a live, I don't want to use the term greatest hits or whatever, but, their favorite songs throughout their career and get it down in a live recording. I think that'd be pretty cool.
It's what you always do to fulfill the third album on the 3-album contract.
Really?
We're just gonna do a greatest hits live.
Yeah. And in reality, it's just a regular set.
I remember when you had your recording contract and they told you. That's why you know that.
I hit that third album.
Yeah.
And I was so sick of the Warner Brothers. Or whoever it was.
That's who they were.
Yeah.
WB Network.
I don't know. I know nothing. All I know is we're talking to Justin Level about the opening of the Conservatory, a music-centric venue.
Double I Gonzo Pigpen.
Oh my God.
Was that you? Or?
Sweaty Teddy! Yeah, Ted Nugent. He did horrible things to me behind the shed. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. So what about the upstairs there in the building? What's the situation with that?
Well, we're going to utilize that space as well. We're setting it up now to be a little bit more of like a lounge type area. Now in the summer, it's pretty hot. You know, that's an old building. You guys are from Alton. You know how it is. But when we get into the autumn, we can open all those windows. Boy, I tell you, it's going to be a nice, and that scene from those windows in that top floor, just the Clark Bridge, the Mississippi, is absolutely gorgeous. Right. And I don't if you guys remember Shakers, right? They had the projector that was upstairs. Yeah, it's still there.
Cool.
So we're going to be utilizing that too. So if we got a show downstairs, we can just pump that right into the upstairs.
That's cool.
People can get away from if it's abrasively loud for somebody. They can still be there, support the band, but don't have to be in the thick of it.
Or the guy that's standing there talking during the show that you don't want there, you can tell him, hey, go upstairs. There's some people want to talk to you up there.
Yeah.
Right. No, I'll be up there hiding because it hurts my ears. It's so loud down there. I'll be upstairs. Don't send that guy up there.
Yeah.
Oh, geez,
well.
Yeah, so anyway, now...
No, that's a great way to go, though, a double concept. Talkers upstairs and, listeners downstairs. Works out good.
And I do love rooms that are set up like that. I love it when that is set up sort of where the bar is almost in a different room. You got to walk through that archway. The one up in Edwardsville, the Stagger Inn again, even like the Delmar Hall over there. I love the fact that their bar and the chatty area is in this room, and then you walk through doors, and now it's basically people wanting to listen to music. And I love it when venues are set up like that. So that's one great thing that building already had going.
Yeah, you'll definitely notice more now that there's a difference aesthetically from the bar into the back room. They're two completely different things.
Yeah.
You know, so if you come in there and you're maybe there on a weekday and it's not for a show, you're going to, you know, walk into that room like, wow, am I in another building right now? What is this? I think ultimately anybody that's been there before, who's been there to see a show or just hang out in the bar when, you know, it was bottle, it's going to feel familiar and you're going to like what you see.
Now, you said you're just doing some bands on the front stage right now, but you're going to get into I mean, you guys basically got this for music, for a music-centric venue, to promote music, to have music. So how are bands going to get a hold of you to let you know that they want to come down to the Conservatory?
So you can email the Conservatory 618@gmail.com. That's our business email. You could just any questions that you have at all can be sent there, and we'll get it to the right person.
Okay, I have a question. I lost a blue sock 2 weeks ago.
That's one of the other guys. Well, that's one of the other guys.
You said any questions? Oh,
another guy.
Yeah, I'll direct you to Hart. He'll take care of that.
Hart'll smack me in the head.
Yeah, probably.
We're wasting his time.
Yep.
So if they want to get in, they just simply email Conservatory 618.
Yep, the Conservatory 618@gmail.com. Alternatively, of course, we've got a Facebook page. Feel free to send a message on there too. That works. Email for me is preferable because you can keep track of everything in one place.
Right.
It's a lot easier for me to keep track of information that way.
And the types of bands you're looking to get in down there?
Same thing when I was doing the back room. Everything and anything. I will say, since we're starting things a little bit slower, I'm not going to have things every day. You know, so we're going to start with just weekends. Yeah. And then if we're doing pretty well there and things are starting to open up and we don't have that fear of being shut down again, then maybe we'll move on into the week. But we do have things during the week that will be fun. And, Mike Kastick is having his open mic there on Mondays still. So if you're familiar with how that was going, that's going to be continuing. Sunday nights, we're going to have a DJ come in and we're going to spin old school vinyl all night. So You're going to be able to bring in a record. We'll play a side of it for you. So all the things that we have going on throughout the week, even if it's not a show, it's still going to be something that involves music, and it's going to be something that is, aside from open mic, because it seems like everybody's doing that now, it's going to be something that's pretty different. Yeah.
But, it's good to see so many places doing the open mics because so many bands are born.
Oh, absolutely.
Open mic night. So many people get their gumption to finally, they've been playing their acoustic in their basement forever, and they finally got the courage. And
it's
usually do it.
What's funny to me about that, and I agree, I like seeing it, and I don't see any venue or any bar that's doing music as any kind of a competition in that sense, right? Because the more venues we have, the better. That's what we're all trying to make this scene, work and make it as good as we can. It's just funny when I know bars that are out there that, maybe 6 months or a year ago, if you would have brought it up, like, no way we're doing that, no way. And then they see it successful somewhere else. Oh, yeah, dude, bring him in. Yeah. Bring the lights and the PA. We'll do the whole thing. Yeah. And it's like, come on, guys. I get it. But it's seeing that type of stuff is funny.
That Monday night open night had a pretty good buzz going about it, though.
It did. It really did. They were doing really well. And that's why when Mike brought it up, I talked to Mike about, using his PA setup that he had there before. And Mike's a great guy. I loved working with him. And he asked if he could come back. I'm like, well, of course. You had one of the more successful nights during the week for that bar, and everybody that came in there was respectful and never had any issues. Right. And it was a really good time. And I'm really hoping that with that continuing and some of the people that had been lost in the last year or two clientele-wise, maybe they can start to come back and we can start to make that open mic a little bit bigger and better than it was before.
Yeah.
And now that was the Extraordinary Blues Band. Extra, E-X-T-E-R, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Extraordinary.
Is that what they were called?
At one time.
Yeah.
I probably evolved.
Shifted around.
Yeah. I always say open mic night with the Extraordinary.
Pigman had a band called Triangle Beard once, and then it evolved into another band. So I just like to remind you how stuff happens, Pigman.
It sounds like
It's been like every show for the last 3 weeks now. I don't know why that keeps coming up.
Because you keep bringing it up.
Well, it's a perfect example for everything we've talked about. The last time it was about bands that played one show. That was Triangle Beard.
Triangle Beard played one show. You know, let's get off the Triangle Beard. Let's get back to that vinyl night you're talking about. That sounds exciting.
Right.
So you said you can bring in an album. Could I bring in any album? Because I like Herbert Chopin. He's a trout.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm bringing up music.
Well, here, I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
If you give us some BS to play,
Right.
and we're all feeling that it's BS,
Okay.
it's getting taken out.
Yeah.
There goes
So,
half of what I
I'll
want.
give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's just give it a try. But
I'm sure there's stuff
But I know
that's
there's
on
gonna-
the off list.
there's going to be jokers out there. I know, Pigpen.
Can't save a drowning
No,
wedge.
Pigpen wouldn't do that.
I would bring some Frank Zappa.
He
in,
would.
and I would. No, I don't.
Oh, that's fine. That would be an expectation if you
Yeah.
came in with records.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's that David Allen Coe record, You Need to Leave Home.
I
Can't play that in public.
No.
I was planning on bringing some Chopin in.
Okay.
Some great.
Edgar Varese. That's what I'd play.
Hey, I like
Edgar Varese album.
Yeah. Herbert Humperdinck.
That would probably get taken off of the Edgar
Engelbert
Varese.
Humperdinck. There we go. Couldn't even say
I don't have anything they'd play, so I'm just staying home.
So that was Tuesday night for the vinyl night. Monday
That was
night's
Sunday.
Sunday night. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm getting it right. So Sunday night's the vinyl night. You got some hoping to get some music in there on the weekend. Sunday night vinyl night. Monday night open mic night, and hoping to just kind of keep building it from there.
Yeah.
Nice. And in the meantime, man, you guys are just gonna take over the whole Broadway. We just talked to the hideous gentleman who are playing the night market. And he also has the Alton Music Exchange.
Yeah, our
which is your
neighbor. Our neighbor.
Your neighbor.
Yeah.
There. So
Still need to take him some casserole or something.
You got. I brought over some sugar.
I think you would enjoy a cake.
Yeah?
We found out they didn't have a cake for their anniversary.
I will take Jared a cake.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
I will do that.
That would be very, very.
But
nice.
there's a little crossover here. And were you going with something there? Because what I was interested in there, I seen you post something with this too to bring in some stuff to decorate the place. He's doing the old band flyers and stuff like that. I think you were doing something kind of similar to that.
Yeah, I had put out a post a while ago. We just have an awful lot of open wall space. And I don't know about you guys, but blank walls just really make me uneasy. So,
make me want to climb a clock tower and start picking off strangers.
there you go, yeah. I mean, not that.
Well,
Not like that.
Okay, maybe not that.
So
see what happens when you quarantine Pigpen. I'm just
I know.
warning
And you know, I'm actually surprised that the energy is this low,
Right.
considering I haven't seen you guys in like, what is it, 4 or 5 months, something like that.
It's
Well, weed's legal.
Been a while, yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
that medicine helps.
Yeah.
Time to take my pills.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of weed, I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah, that happened.
we were talking about the Broadway takeover. You got the Alton Music Exchange, Lighthouse Sounds, the Conservatory now, Paisaw Body Arts, Jacoby's, that whole area. Woodstock Lounge.
Yeah.
I worked at in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's been there for
Probably
a long
still
time.
looks the same, I'd imagine.
I haven't been in it for a while, but yeah, it still looks the same on the outside. I once saw one-handed. I saw two girls fighting there when I worked there in the 80s. One of them only had one hand, and once she started getting beat by the two-handed girl, she used her one hand to pull out a knife, and that surprised us all.
Wow.
I was pretty young at that time. I was like, "Oh, this is real." But anyway, yeah, you guys are taking over that whole area.
That's so Alton right there. It's just that,
Yeah.
that by itself. Yeah, so she had one hand, and then with the one hand, she pulls out a knife.
Hey,
Well, of course she did.
this show is called Riverbend Talent. We cover all forms of talent.
You know what? That is
talent.
That's raw talent, right?
That
there.
is.
Knife wielding,
Yeah.
one-handed knife wielding.
You can't even find a YouTube video like that.
Oh my gosh! So there you go. The takeover of that section of Broadway. See, and we told
You're making it sound like mafia. It's not quite a takeover.
It seems like that was. Listen, what happened? A lot of people don't want to talk about it, but what happened with the Bottle and Barrel and the Conservatory was a corporate takeover.
Oh.
They started buying stock, and then they weren't
Fake
supposed to
news.
get over 50%.
Fake
I
news.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think any
I
of
tell
that
you, one
happened.
thing this town needs less of is the corporate stuff, and that's what I like about seeing all these spots popping up now. Is you can.
So how long till until we turn McDonald's into a club. I'm just saying.
This is the last one for me, so you can find somebody else to make that happen.
Dang, I was going to leave it up to him.
Yeah,
I don't know Ronald himself, but I know his purple friend. I think he's on the spectrum. Grimace.
Oh,
Yeah.
that dude rocks.
I was talking to him, going, "We need to get the band back together. We need to start doing some gigs at McDonald's."
Hamburglar.
I'm sorry.
So how long did that peak last?
That was like that lasted from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. and then I napped and then I woke up and I thought about Chuck E. Cheese band. I don't know.
Different substance for that one.
Yeah.
What's the future look like for the conservatory? What's the big picture? What would you really like?
How can
to
he
see
predict
happen?
the future with what's going on in the world? He
I
just
can't.
sat here and told you it's like we're taking it one day at a time, Pigpen.
What is,
Well, I mean, it's
Okay, here, let's rephrase that question.
Yeah.
The ultimate world.
the
ultimate
okay.
world.
There you go.
What would that be?
Well, I mean, you guys, we've been talking about it for a long time. It's just having somewhere in town that anybody that wants to play has the opportunity to do so. There are a lot of places in town that, you could play, but what are you playing? Are they going to let you play original stuff? Sometimes. Is there going to be anybody there to watch you play original stuff? Maybe. Awful lot of cover bands around here, and I just want somewhere in town that steers away from that. And of course, we'll have cover bands there. I mean, it's nature of the beast. And there's some really good ones out there that I really do want to invite and have them come do their thing. But with the amount of talent, I mean, you guys talk to people every week. You know how much is out there.
Well,
and it's just a shame that there's not more places that are really just promoting that. So
well, when we see the old Bottle and Barrel go down, we're thinking, man, there goes one of our original music venues, and that's the ones that hurt us the most every single time. I mean, you go back to what was it called, Third and State or whatever down
300 State.
300 State, yeah.
I loved
when that
working
place
there.
went down, we were so happy to see Chris sort of pick up the torch and run with it, and then that one went down, and yes, they're happy to see you guys.
Huge sigh of relief. Thank God.
Thanks.
Back.
It's definitely been a trip to see the other side of the business and not just be like the promoter and sound guy or whatever, to actually see all these aspects. But it makes it really exciting because I've been in all these different aspects at this point, so I kind of have an idea of how things should be ran and what can make it successful.
Right.
And more specifically, I know the things to look out for.
Right.
So
one-handed girls with knives.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm going to bust out the metal detector if I see a one-handed chick come in. But now that I've heard that story, okay.
I'm just happy this is pre-recorded because that girl's probably still in Alton, and she's a little older now, but she's still got that knife, and she's like, what station are they at? I'm going to get that guy.
I think she sleeps out here on the steps of the Stratford.
I've seen her.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I thought that was a ghostie. I didn't know. We are in the Stratford, and you said that was your very first job, was working here in the Stratford.
It was a young 16-year-old Justin Level.
Working the old school switchboard up there.
Yeah.
Operator, connect me to Klondike 405.
Yeah. And that's maybe where I got all my plugging in skills
You could run
that I
a movie
utilize
at
at the
this point.
studio. Right.
You could run a synthesizer.
You really learned how to plug it at the Stratford.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That was their motto for years. Learn how to plug it at the Stratford.
A lot of weird crap I saw go through that place.
Well,
man.
anyone who's ever taken a ride on the Stratford elevator.
Sorry if I was your driver.
That's
that
the
day.
closest thing to an amusement park.
Yeah. If you have a sprained ankle, I'm sorry. Which was just so, looking back at it, was so just outrageously dangerous.
Oh, no, that's
Because-
the way
Yeah.
elevators work for years.
Yeah, they worked that way for years until it just hadn't been repaired in a decade. And then you're sending me up there with an 85-year-old woman trying to jerk the floor right even, and then just walkers falling over.
Different time. than-
Unbelievable.
I don't even think you had to wear seat belts back then, so different time. Safety was not a concern.
Yeah.
Nobody wore masks then. Wait a minute, it was a different time.
No, my dad used to say I'd look for a quarter in the seat, and I'd pull out this thing. I'd be like, "What's this, Dad?" And he's like, "Put that thing back down. It's going to hurt somebody."
That's the seatbelt.
That was the seatbelt.
That's the seatbelt. We had the same thing. You shut them down. So
you don't want it flopping around.
Otherwise, you sit on the buckle and it gooses you. You're like, oh, hey, hello.
Or you can sit like in the back of the station wagon and watch the.
Oh yeah.
Watch out of the back of the car.
Just have the window open and huff the exhaust. It was great.
Or you could ride the back of trucks just openly.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
fun.
a lot of fun.
We had some of those really big cars when I was a kid that had the back dashboards where the window was
right.
We would like lay up in the back dashboard of the window and look up at the sky. Yeah, good time. Then they'd hit the brakes, you'd roll out into the seat. It was fine. Fine.
Yep.
Like I said, a different time.
Different time.
Here's one they used to do when I was a kid. They would bring the DEET trucks around our neighborhood to spray for mosquitoes.
Right.
And you spray DEET out, and like me and all my friends would get on our bikes and ride behind them and see who could get the closest to the DEET truck. And who could hang in there the longest without swerving and landing in someone's yard.
So was it around this time that you started hearing the voices?
Wow.
That's the first time they started talking to me that I know of. So it was
trying to correlate where
if you could get within 4 feet of the back of the DEET truck, that was called the belly of the beast. And if you could last 8 seconds like a rodeo, you'd get a prize.
Back when games could kill a kid.
Yeah. They jarts. Those.
I found one of those at an antique shop.
Oh, I want them so bad.
It's just like so. Oh my god!
Big metal darts you just throw up in the air.
Yeah.
See, this is the way me and my friends play darts. You're supposed to have circles and try and throw them in. We would all get in a circle together. Someone would throw it straight up and see who could stand there the longest before you ran.
It was different times, but what's ironic about all that is like fireworks. If you had those, they'd come after you for those.
Oh yeah.
They'd come after you for fireworks.
It seems like they don't even care now.
Now no one cares.
No, you kidding? I was at my neighbor set off some mortars. Kevin Angel.
Oh.
He had some mortars on 4th of July that was like, it could be, down on the riverfront. You're like, oh my gosh, that rocked my house a little bit.
Oh man, in Midtown, it went from 9 when they started all the way till midnight, and there was so much smoke. Like there was nobody in my immediate neighborhood that was shooting anything off, but the smoke had just carried.
Yeah.
And all you could smell was the gunpowder, and which is objectively okay for the 4th of July, but still, it's crazy. That's how many it was.
So for people who are just tuning in, we're not.
Sorry, we got sidetracked there.
What are we talking about? The Stratford Hotel and fireworks and jars? I don't even know.
This is a show about a new club in town, actually, if you're just joining us. All right. But,
a music-centric venue called the Conservatory.
Yeah.
What's the address? 555?
554.
554. See, I had the wrong side. 554 Broadway. It's the old Bottle and Barrel. Everyone's pretty familiar with that, I'm pretty sure.
Right next to the American...
right where Henry Street hits Broadway, basically. So
next to the American Music Exchange.
Yep.
That's 556.
Go on and give Jared a visit.
Yeah,
right.
Next to the the Alton Music Exchange. And right down the road there from your other home, Lighthouse Sounds.
Right.
Everything... still rolling pretty good there, even with the pandemic.
Yeah, I tell you what, man.
Yeah.
After the lockdown and we were able to actually have people in, we have just been so busy.
Nice.
Yeah, it's every day that I look at my phone to look at the schedule because I've got mixing projects that I need to get done. I'll look and I'm like, it's all booked. Like the whole day is booked, and then you look back at the past few weeks, and it's every day, just 4, 5, 6 sessions. And, that's going really well. Again, hoping that we can stay open and continue that. But, things have been going really well there.
Well, that's awesome to hear. I know when you guys were right down the road at the first place, it was kind of like not a lot going on when you'd go down there, some podcasts and some things. And,
it was tough, having a one-room studio, and then now we can have 3 sessions going all at once, and it makes it a lot easier to get work done, and word of mouth is really starting to spread now, so we're doing a lot more than we were.
So I want to go back to dreaming. Okay. So this national act that you want to have record at Lighthouse, can you lure them now by saying we have a venue as well?
Well, see, here's the...
Will this help?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes.
Because...
that's why I like to dream.
So even though Lighthouse and the Conservatory are separate businesses,
right,
completely. we're all homies, you know?
Yeah.
And so the plan is when we get the upstairs at the studio done, we're building 2 like bed and breakfast units up in the top, Airbnbs, I think they call them these days.
Right.
The idea will be to talk to promoters in St. Louis and say, okay, if you're bringing a band from out of town in, we'll give them the place to play. We'll give you lodging for free.
Nice.
You know, hook it up with some food somehow. If you wanted to record a track or a live session, we can cover that for you too. So we've pretty much got the entire spectrum of things that we can offer. And that hopefully when everything, you know, in the next couple of years is actually up and running and tours are going on again, we can start to get people that might go to St. Louis, or excuse me, people that would normally go to St. Louis might come to us because, hey, you've got free lodging. You got some free food. You can take a shower. You can chill for a little bit. You've got your stuff locked up that you don't have to worry about. You know?
And you're a block away from, only one block
Right.
from where the gig is.
Right, exactly.
You don't even have to Uber.
Yeah, I mean, you can, but...
Why?
All right, thanks for picking me up. All right, we're here. Thanks.
Where you going,
Yeah.
buddy? A
5
block,
stars.
half a block down, 7 doors down.
I was just thinking, there's some good rock star food venues right near there with McDonald's and Subway. That's good cheap food for rock stars. That's what they eat, right?
Man.
And then
Some
if
of the
you
old
want
bakery
to
food.
step it up and get some good coffee or beer, you got the brew house right there, and so you got both sides of everything right there. So yeah, I think you're set up pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's the Broadway takeover.
I'd say get into pizza.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
what the
I'll
rockers
let Hart
need
talk
down.
your ear off about the food that we're going to do.
Okay, pizza's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we've got our restaurant license up now too at the Conservatory, so we're getting our kitchen put together. So this is down the road, obviously, when we get through all this crap.
We're still dreaming, folks.
Yeah, right, right.
If you're just tuning in, we're dreaming.
Yeah, perfect world.
Perfect
in
world.
the next 6 to 8 months, our kitchen will be up and running. And we might start it with, a menu that we create. I thought it might be cool to just take the space and essentially rent it out. So this weekend, we've got Old Bakery coming in to do whatever.
Yeah.
This weekend, we've got Mission Taco. This weekend, we've got Gorilla Street Food or whoever it might be. And, just to kind of keep it fresh. And, this area is really weird with food trucks for some reason.
Yeah.
So maybe tell people in St. Louis, like, you can't serve it out of the truck, but we've got this kitchen in our place, and you can still maybe get some clientele out here. Right. So there's a lot of possibilities, but you guys know how anything is. You got ideas, and then 2 weeks later you see something, and you're like, well, let's do this instead.
Right.
Don't hold me to anything
This
that
was
I'm
all
saying.
the
It's
dream.
essentially what I'm saying.
So what he said is they're definitely going to have pizza?
Yeah.
Positively.
Positively, they are going to have
In the perfect world.
oysters on the half shell? I don't know.
No.
Never in my
Buckets
place.
of
Never.
oysters.
Catfish nuggets. I mean, we're on the river.
I'd go with that. I'd go with catfish nuggets. Oysters you can go somewhere else for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
Disgusting.
places around.
It's disgusting. They're slippery.
No, that sounds like
what's the appeal? Like, you tell me what the appeal of a raw oyster is.
The fact that it is an aphrodisiac. That's
No,
why
find
people
another
eat
one. Are you
that.
kidding me?
Buy a little pill. Find another one less slimy. Yeah.
This will get you in the mood. I'd rather not be in the mood. I'll go play PlayStation and pass out on my own. I'm not.
All right. I think catfish nuggets get you in the mood too. I'm just saying. I think he's stretching a bit with the oyster.
Yeah, I'll go. Like I said, I'll go with the catfish nuggets.
Right.
I can go for some fritters every now and then.
Catfish.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. So that's Justin Level, one of the, along with Caleb Lewis and our good friend Hart. They are opening the Conservatory, 554 Broadway, right where the old Bottle and Barrel used to be. Music eccentric venue, gonna have some food, gonna have some music and some libations happening down there. Currently open under some safe conditions, not a lot of big bands, not gonna be packing the house, keeping it to a minimum, but hopefully.
Yeah, as long as everybody can behave and we can get through this without going too far backwards, then we'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay. Are we still dreaming?
We're
We're not dreaming on that one. I don't know.
Yeah, well, right.
I'm confused.
I'm dreaming I'm outside right now taking a break.
And I know there's going to be somebody that listens to like, well, duh, was he talking about me? You're taking my rights away by a thief.
That's how we started the show. Rewind.
Okay, Okay.
Okay,
Anyway.
so yeah, we completed an interview about a new venue in town. That's what this was supposed to be about. I think we touched on it,
I
Yeah,
think
we went by
it.
there.
and we dreamed a little,
Yeah, that and a few other things.
and now
So,
we're done.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, thanks so much to Justin for coming in.
Thanks.
Best of luck with the conservatory and keep it up with the lighthouse. Happy to hear things are going good there.
Yeah, that's
Thank
good
you.
news.
Thank you so much for having me back. I'll be back in 4 weeks to start my residency.
There you
as
go.
a co-host
We're
here.
going to start a residency with Justin to come in and give
I'm
us
not
the
holding him to
lowdown
that
on
4
what's
weeks. He just said he had a bunch of mixing to do, and he's opening a new venue. How is he going to have time?
I'll always find time for you guys.
I hope you're so busy. You
Even
can't
if I
find
show
time.
up late every now and then.
If you're so busy you can't find time, things are rolling.
Yeah.
going
Things
good.
are rolling.
Yeah.
So
Going good,
Yeah.
yeah.
So hopefully I will get to that.
okay.
There you go. Well, hey, thanks again to Justin. Good luck with all your endeavors, and hopefully
very
the
much.
old bakery will get kicking up for you. again
Yeah,
soon,
definitely.
soon.
Things are going well there. I'd say if you're here in town, go support them.
Yeah.
Every business that's been shut down or even put down at a different capacity, go help them out. They need it right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Safely shop locally.
Yes.
Yeah. Another place that's real close to this whole mess you're throwing together. So, when people come into town, 2 brew houses? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
We're
And
just
see,
kicking
it's
everyone's
like,
butt.
It's like I'm purposely putting myself in all these
Right.
positions. I'll reap the benefits eventually.
I think so.
One of these is going to
What-
succeed.
yeah, right, one of them has
I'm
to.
playing the odds here, man.
Yeah. If I get my way into every company in town, one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly we're going to see him like working late nights at the Alton Music Exchange.
Just sitting on a stool, security's passed out.
Right.
So you've
See,
been
what
in
do
all these old buildings. Are there any underground tunnels that are connecting them? Because that'd be really cool.
Connecting them? Not
I'm
that
just
not that
saying.
I've seen. But
Oh,
I've seen
man.
some stuff like under,
Maybe we should work on that. Then no one will know we're having fun.
Let's make
We'll
it
be
happen.
underground.
Make it happen.
I'm down.
All right.
Mark me down.
No oysters, though.
No oysters. No
I
oysters.
don't really like oysters anyway. I think one time his band and my band got in a Rocky Mountain oyster fight.
Oh.
There was a bunch of them at that place we were both playing. We just started throwing them at each other.
See, I think that's the kind of oysters he was really thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the old Rocky Mountain oysters. There
That's
we
going
go.
to be a hard pass.
Okay.
Either way.
Hard pass with a soft opening. Yeah. All right. So the conservatory had their soft opening back a few weeks back. So go down and support them. And best of luck to you, Mr. Justin. We'll see you in a few weeks
you
down
very
the
much.
road.
And for those of you just tuning in, the show is called Riverbend Talent. We kind of skipped that this week, but we'll get back to that in the future. And thanks for listening. Get out there and support local music and art. This is brought to you by the Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance.